Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about what I read in the month of May, and before we go into it, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me if you read any of these books before. So let's get right into it. Now, let's talk about May. In May, I did not read for 2 weeks. I was like, nope, I'm in an insane reading slump. I can't do this. I don't want to read anything. I was just tired. So I did the complete opposite. I read more than ever after I got out of that reading slump. So I contradict myself so much. I was not going to read, and then I just started reading 10 times more than I normally do with a toddler. So let's go ahead and start with the story graphs. And yeah, so in the month of May, I read 11 books, which ranged from emotional, funny, hopeful, challenging, lighthearted, reflective, and dark. 45% was a fast pace, 9% was slow, and yeah. So let's get right into them. Normally, 90% of the time I forget everything I read. But the first one that I read was Twisted Games by Anna Wong. Obviously, everyone knows about this. This was a very famous book, and everyone loved it. I loved it as well. So it follows Bridget, and I do not remember the bodyguard's name. I don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed their story. It was really fun. It was really nice. It was medium paced, it was spicy, it was romantic. I wanted them to end up together. The monarchy world sucks. So the next book that I read was My Dark Vanessa. I really wanted to read a dark book. If you can hear my little girl, I'm sorry. But I really wanted to read a dark book where I would cry because I wanted to feel an insane amount of emotion, because I barely cry with books, and I heard that this one was very dark and very sensitive, which is, I suggest that you go ahead and check out trigger warnings for this before you read it, because it's a very sensitive topic. And let me tell you something. This is what I think about this book. This book was disgusting. The story was horrible, and it was not, okay, let me explain this a little better. The book was so good. The writing was absolutely excellent. What was horrible was the storyline. Not the storyline, the story per se. It was very dark. It was very uncomfortable. At times I was like, what the am I reading? I wanted to smack Vanessa in her face and be like, girl, you need to do something. You need to wake the F up, because quite frankly, she was suffering from some type of mental illness. Something was wrong. Maybe, I don't know what it was, but something was wrong. And I did not like her parents. I did not like the teacher. I did not like absolutely anyone in this book. But it was so well written that, quite honestly, wow. Like, wow. I can't even consider it one of my, I wouldn't say favorite books, but one of the books that I enjoyed, but I hated. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense, but it was just a disturbing book, a storyline that was just horrible, but it was so well written that honestly, it was an amazing book. It's just very sensitive. Please, I advise you to please check out Trigger Warning. It is basically the story of a 15-year-old that is getting groomed by her teacher. So trigger warnings, people, please. Like, know what you're getting yourself into before you even go into it. The next 3 books that I read were the first, the second, and the third volume of the Heartstopper series. And honestly, there's not much to it. It's just Ben and Charlie, falling in love. And I absolutely love them. I adore them. They are everything. But anyways, I really recommend this series 100% with my whole soul and heart. It is really good. Everyone should read it. Now, I also read Twisted Hate, and the spice. It's a enemies to lover, like a true enemies to lover romance, and it was so good. The next book that I read was Just the Two of Us. It's actually a fiction romance. Also don't remember the character's name, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm really bad with names. But this story, I had issues with it because it was very boring. There was so much miscommunication that, quite frankly, it got old. And it was just, I don't know, it just got really old really quick. So basically that book follows a older couple in mid-pandemic. They were about to get divorced because they lost the spark after so many years together, and you know, it just shows their relationship progress and all the miscommunications in the past. So it's like it's not a dual POV, but it's a dual timeline. So it goes back between the past and the present. It got boring to me, and I wouldn't recommend it. I think I gave it like 3 stars, but that was just me being generous. Quite frankly, it didn't deserve that many. But that's just me. I mean, someone else can like it. The next book that I read was We Are Okay by Lacour. This one, actually, I really enjoyed. It's a slow-paced one. If you don't like slow-paced, don't go for it. But it follows, guess what? Let me find the name because I feel bad. Give me a summary. I have the book somewhere and I don't know where it is. It's probably in my closet. Basically, it follows this girl, which I do not remember her name. It follows her story after her grandfather dies. She just disappears. She moves away for 4 months to go to college, and she just takes her inheritance and she disappears. And her best friend is just trying desperately to find her. And yeah, it shows their story. It's also a dual timeline book, so it goes from present to past. It shows what happened in their friendship to like split them apart. It shows how she dealt with grief. Actually, she's experienced a lot of grief. So yeah, it just shows her experience moving forward. The next one I read was My Greenhouse. It's actually poetry. If you have not checked it, it's a quick read. It was very beautiful. It represents falling in love, being in love, and falling out of love. And I found it quite interesting and profound, and just, it was very reflective, and it makes you remember the past, the present, and you don't know, consider the future and how you're going to deal with it. It's very easy, it's very short, and I really liked it. So if you like poetry, go ahead and check that one out. The next book that I read was Rebel Heir in the Rush series by, what's her name? Penelope Ward and V. Keelan, or I don't know if I said that right, but anyway. So this book follows Rush, which is the main guy, and the girl, don't remember her name. And it follows a romance. You guessed it, it's a romance. It's also a smut, so keep that in mind if you're not into that. But anyway, it follows this girl. I'm gonna call her girl because I don't remember her name, but follows this girl that she's a writer. She got the initial payment to finish a book because she won a contest, and they really liked the first 3 chapters that she submitted, and she needs to write this book. Her friend, one of her really close friends that was sharing her summer house, that has a family emergency, and she needs someone to cover her shift. Now, this friend, this girl, the protagonist, decides like, okay, like fuck, like I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. It's bartending. She does not know how to bartend. She's a writer. So basically, she takes over her friend's shift, and then everything goes to hell from there on forward. And it was really good. So I really enjoyed it. I had so much fun with it. It was spicy. It was good. It was, it was really good. The plot twist, God, it was crazy. But yeah. Now, about this book series, duology. I read the second book in the series, which was, I think it's called Rebel Hearts. And It was bad. It was so, in my opinion, it was so bad. I won't tell you much about it because I don't want to like spoil the story, but I think I gave it like 2-star or 1-star. It was so bad. I don't understand how in Goodreads it has a 4.1. I can't. I couldn't. I didn't DNF it because I really wanted to know the ending. But otherwise, really bad. I don't recommend. I only like the first one. So do yourself a favor, read the first one, and then if you're gonna enter the second one, you've been advised. It's not that great in my opinion, but you know, to each their own. Anywho, guys, that was all I read in the month, and it was a mission to record this because everything went wrong, but I managed. I hope you liked my video. I hope you enjoyed my chaos, and yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.